Hey, friends, April here from Touching Clients. I hope that you are well. It's been a while. It's been a while since I actually been on StreamYard, so I'm glad to be kind of testing it back out today and live streaming with you. Gosh, I don't know about you, but I've been busy. I'm sure you guys have too. I'm really excited to be back and sharing content with you and some trainings. Today is the first of many Thursdays to come, and we have a great new plan in 2026 of some online courses that are coming. We've been working on a podcast, so that'll be coming out in the new year. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Today, we're going to be talking about chaos to clarity and AI and how it's transforming marketing strategy. I know you're hearing about AI everywhere, friends. So, but I thought it would be a great start to kind of just start talking about some of the tools that I use that I find effective and how it really is, it is helpful in what we're doing. I have the opportunity to teach at the local community college, and one of my weekly tasks for them is a discussion question using AI. So I give them a prompt and they ask AI and we talk about it. So it's there. It's just how we're using it and how we can effectively use it in our business. So please bear with me today as we are here. Again, I haven't used StreamYard in a while, so the interface is updated and new, but please feel free to drop your questions in the comment box. And let me share my screen here. Let's see. All right, I believe you can see my screen. All right, so again, today we're going to be talking about chaos to clarity, how AI will transform your 2026 marketing strategy. And just a little bit about me, if you have not been here before, my name is April Woodcock. I own Touching Clients with my partner in crime, my husband, Kevin. We are in the middle of nowhere out in Voluntown, Connecticut. And we've been actually doing digital marketing and helping businesses we've hit 18 years, so pretty long time. And if I could tell you all the changes, we would sit down for hours, maybe grab a cup of coffee, glass of wine, but I have lots of tales to tell over the course of my learning. So here's where you can connect with me. You're welcome to email me or drop me a text to say hello with any questions after today. So kind of when we start talking about AI, I think there's a lot of fear around it in business owners, and I think a lot of it's the unknown too, but it really isn't. AI isn't the future, so to speak. It's reshaping how we do marketing right now. So everything as we know it as business owners, we really do need to take a step back and look at kind of some of the tools that we're using and how effective they are and how they can actually be a great productivity tool to help us be more more organized in our day and also be more effective. It doesn't replace humans, friends. I know as a marketer, that has definitely been the fear of how AI is kind of changing the job landscape and how it's taking away jobs, but it's also creating new jobs in the same aspect too. And so let's kind of take a look at the chaos we're facing. It sounds so doomsday, doesn't it? Here's the thing. There's so many tools, friends. There's so many shiny pennies out there. I feel like a squirrel. Sometimes I'm jumping from one thing to the next. And I understand how you feel. And as business owners, we have to have multiple tools in our tool chest to be effective. There's no such thing as that one tool does all. So that's always a challenge. And it really comes down to what kind of content we're delivering. So are we creating blog posts? Are we creating content for our website? What are we doing? Then we have the whole other aspect of SEO and how AI plays into that. Designing images. We look at people are using images today and they're creating AI images, and some of us can't even determine, myself included, sometimes if it's a real image or an AI image. I had class with my principals marketing class the other day, and they were doing buyer personas, and they put some images in there, and I'm like, I said, did you use AI for that? One group said no, and one said yes. And if you put them together, you would never know the difference. So it does feel very overwhelming. It does feel chaotic, some of the stuff that we're we're up against as business owners. But at the same time, we have to embrace it. Is there something that feels chaotic to you? I'd love to hear from you in the chat. Like, what feels overwhelming about AI for you? And the reality is AI is everywhere. We're already using it. We were already using it before it became so prevalent in minor ways. So there might have been a tool that you were using in your business and it was offering. So Grammarly actually is a tool that helps you, which I desperately need and I use the paid version. It is a tool in my tool chest, but it helps with AI and kind of it's been in the background for a while, and now it has an AI checker and it has all of these tools. But the reality is it is everywhere. There's so many tools. I use ChatGPT. Meta has Advantage Plus for, sorry about that. It has Advantage Plus for ad interface, and then you have Gemini with Google, which is another AI tool. Magi is one that I use, which encompasses like Claude, Perplexity. It has ChatGPT, so it's kind of a tool that encompasses other ones. And then you have Perplexity, which is another, and there's so many. Canva, my favorite tool, another one of my tool chest is has Magic Write, which it actually can help you create some ideas and images within the tool. HubSpot has AI Insights. So there's lots of different tools that you can choose from. And really the goal is for you to be intentional about using them, right? And not chasing every new tool, because here's the thing, even before AI, one of the biggest things that I'm very loyal to tools. Once I learn how to use them, I want to use them effectively and I want to use them to my advantage. It's the same thing with these AI tools, friends. You want to take the time and you want to make sure that they are the right tool for your business and get to know how to use it. I will tell you, I did jump on the shiny penny bandwagon of jumping from AI tool to AI tool. When it kind of started, everyone was talking about it. And I committed to a tool called Sonic, and I worked with that for a long time. And then it wasn't doing what I needed to do. So then I moved to another tool, but take the time and learn it. It's really about finding the right one and using it intentionally for your business. And that's the key, because you hear what everybody's saying, but you want to make sure that it's about your business and it works well. So from buzzword to business impact, it definitely can transform our marketing. It helps save us time, right? So, I work a lot of days alone in my office. I'm very virtual. So here I am talking to you live stream, but I am not always actively having conversations with people. That could be good and bad, actually. But my point is that if I have an idea about something, I can go into ChatGPT and I can start to ask it questions and come up with some different alternatives. Like Constant Contact has in their AI tool, a subject line helper. So I can put in a subject line and it's going to, I click a button and it's going to enhance that and offer some different ideas of subject lines. Sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas. Even the best, most creative marketers and business owners, your business is so well, but sometimes it's really hard to come up with new ideas. So it does help save time, but it also helps boost that creativity. And then at the end of the day, it can help improve results, right? How does it do that? It's really, if you think about it from, it's improving results because you've saved some time, and it's also knowing it can make suggested times of posts. It can help you to improve your results because you're more effective and more consistent. So the big thing about marketing and content is being consistent all the time, and AI can be a powerful tool to help you with that. So the first tool, kind of when I break it into 3 buckets, is content and copy, right? So create smarter, not harder. We always hear that. Work smarter, not harder. So you want to use tools that are going to help you, that you're comfortable with, and asking it questions. Now, I will say, if you're just getting started with AI, it does take a little bit of a learning curve, right? So they have the free version, but then they have the paid versions of these tools. And what's nice about the paid version, when you find the right tool for your business, is you can put in kind of your brand messaging, your voice. You can put in information that's going to help the AI learn more about your business and give you better results. The other thing too is that you have to always remember that you're going to continue to ask it questions. And at the end of the day, it still needs a human touch. It doesn't replace who you are as a business owner. It can go so far, and then you need to massage that human aspect into it. But ChatGPT is one that I look to for content. Then you have Jasper and Notion AI. And then there's the whole design and branding thing. So Canva is my top tool for things that I do in my business. So from like this presentation here, it's in Canva. I use it for digital marketing. I use it for my email images. I use it for my presentations. I use it for proposals. I use it for social media posts. I am in that as a digital marketer every single day. But it can definitely help because there's also ways that it will, like Magic Write in the Magic Studio aspect of Canva, it will give you ideas for images. It'll give you ideas for even presentations, where it actually has a functionality where I can put an idea of a presentation and say, I want to talk about email subject lines, and it can come up with like 5 slides. Now, that being said, it's a great starting point. It's not perfect. It definitely needs that human element. So, but it can help with creating visual identity across channels pretty effectively in terms of using the brand that you've created. And then Adobe Firefly is another one to consider. Kind of automate when you can. It can help with automation and insights. Active Campaign has a tool where when you are in their interface creating an email, say I go to make a copy, it has actually an AI generator that is built in that I can have it rewrite copy, or it can help me to create an email. So it's built right into the interface, which helps because the other thing too is that Constant Contact has actually a tool where I can put in that maybe it's an event that I'm doing. So for today, for example, and I put in the information and I hit a button, and what it does is it creates social media posts, it creates email automations for me, and excuse me, and it also creates an event landing page. It creates all that basis. Can you imagine how much time individually that takes of just, keep in mind, I know that I have to go in and update that, and I have to make sure the wording and the branding's on point and everything. But by that click of a button, I've created a massive amount of content that's taken time, giving me time back in my day. Zapier is a connection tool that actually will help have 2 softwares talk to another. It can be a great, and it actually uses AI to help find other automations to help you to integrate tools together. And then Metricool is another one. So let's do an exercise here. So AI definitely gives you more time, and I want to give you an example. So let's go and look at a blog post. I just want to make sure that you can still see my screen here. Okay, perfect. So let's go look at a blog post. I'm going to go to, I have an old blog post, but I'm going to go to an old blog post here and see, this is an old one. All right, and I'm going to take this, and so this one is called Top Digital Marketing Trends for 2024. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go into, I think I'll use ChatGPT. ChatGPT, and you're gonna see my screen here in a second. Now you should see it. You should see it. Perfect. All right. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna say, I am always polite. You don't necessarily have to be polite. Please create 10 social media posts from this blog for touching clients. And then I'm going to say I use Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Please include CTA to the blog post. All right. Make sure they are all a bit different, pulling from key points. Pulling from key points. Okay. And I'm sure that I spelled something wrong, friends, because that's why I have paid Grammarly. All right. And then I'm just going to copy in my link and let's see what it comes up with. All right. So look at that. That was like no time, right? So here's 10 social media posts you can use on Facebook. Trend alert, social media search is rising fast. 40% of Gen Z now use platforms like Instagram or TikTok search. Are you optimizing your posts for discovery? So they're very short posts. I mean, here it is. I have 10 posts. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to go further. I would like the posts to have more depth. And can you make sure the stats are correct? Also, make sure to ask engaging questions to get the audience involved in the conversation. All right, let's see what it comes up with. So I think one of the things today on social media is we can definitely tell that people are using AI for their posts. The key for you as a business owner, though, like obviously this is a great way for us to manage our time effectively and take a blog post and repurpose that content, right? So it's giving more information here. So social media search optimization. Do you know? And okay, if your brand is only optimizing for Google, you might be missing out on vital. So it's giving more information, and you can even go further and say, I want visual ideas for what kind of visuals. What kind of visuals should I use for each post. And now it can give me ideas. So here's what I just did. I took a blog post, I put it into AI, and it spit out 10 posts immediately. I went back, I asked it for more context to those posts. It gave me more context. Now I'm asking it for different types of visual ideas. So it's giving me even more. So that creativity, right? So I've saved time, creativity. And now from here, what I can do is I can jump over into Canva and I can start working on visuals. Now, I will tell you, every business has you have your own voice, you have your own vision. I've been using ChatGPT for a very long time, and I use the paid version. So it does have an idea. When I say touching clients, it has an idea of my voice and my brand, what I do for services. So, but what I would do is I would take each of these and then I would take them out and I would add some more information to them. So like even in here, there's not hashtags being used, so I could ask for hashtags. But man, I just repurposed a blog, and I mean, we've only been on here less than 20 minutes, friends, and I have 10 posts that I could post about this one blog post. Can schedule it out over the course of a month and repurpose that blog, because at the end of the day, I want people to come to my website, right? So, and I would love for them to love that blog and kind of get traction with that. So that is a great use of kind of taking that chaos out of AI and putting it into being clearer on your marketing and what you can use AI for. All right, can we go back to this screen here? And friends, feel free to drop questions if you have them along the way. So it definitely can boost the creativity, and I just kind of gave you an example. It is really a creative partner for you as a business owner. Write 3 catchy slogans for a spring sale. That's very general, right? Obviously, either if you're using an AI tool that has your personal brand in there, you have your information in there, it's probably going to be easier for AI to read that. However, if you're a marketer and you're working for another business, you want to really start to be specific. The other thing too is that I have even, and I've taught this in my class and I've taught this in some other trainings, is that I've gone to like competitors and kind of taken a look at what they're doing for their calls to action. I'm not stealing, I'm not borrowing, I'm just taking theirs and putting it in and saying, okay, I want to create something similar. Why do I do that? Because I want to A/B test some of the things that it might be working, might not be working. So just kind of a suggestion. Content ideas for blogs, huge. That has eliminated so much time in creating blogs, and it's very helpful to kind of get different takes. The other thing too is that what AI can do, if you're looking at blog topics, you can actually, it will source it for you. The key is don't ever take it at its full value that it is completely 100% accurate. And I'm sure that some people will challenge me, but I definitely know that I would encourage people to go back, and I would double check the sources and make sure that they're accurate. Let's see. In a recent study event discussion, the AI expert suggested that we should be speaking to the AI platform we're using as it increases true performance. Does that make sense? It does. It does. So let me post this question. So Tanis Reed 350. Yes. So again, in a recent industry event discussion, the AI expert suggested that we should be speaking to the AI platform we're using as it increases the true performance. So I would definitely, I think the more that you give it input, it's definitely going to give you better output. Obviously, it's going to get to know your habits. I can tell you that even my grammatical and spelling errors, I'm sometimes dumbfounded that it actually can understand and read what I wrote. So I truly believe that is definitely true for sure. All right. Okay, so it can improve your results because it can help you make A/B testing, so like suggested subject lines. As a matter of fact, for my touching clients friends that are on my email list, I asked AI for different subject lines. Now, the key here, though, is that I also have been doing email marketing for years. So I feel like I understand best practices, and it doesn't always give me best practices on subject lines, right? So it's like 6 to 7 words in your subject line or less, which is sometimes very hard to do. A lot of times AI will spit out a subject line that's way too long, but I know that going into it, just like you're an expert at whatever it is in your field. So it knows a lot about a lot of things. You just need to make sure that you are definitely double checking stuff. So it definitely gives you the availability to be A/B testing, predictive analytics, and then personalized campaigns. You can really personalize campaigns a little bit more effectively. So like, for example, if you have a sales cycle coming up and you're going to sell something, you can actually, it's a great way for you to take old emails, maybe that you used in another sales campaign. I put them into AI and say, hey, we're doing this, we're reopening the doors on this membership. Help us to rewrite this. These are the things we're adding to the membership. So it can help you to even personalize those campaigns. And how I would do that is I would pull the most opened emails from that campaign, the best click-throughs, because I know from an analytic perspective, they got great traction. So now I want to kind of repurpose those in a different way and see how we can do it again and get those great results. The key, definitely you want to blend automation with authenticity. It's human at heart, friends. It really is. And I think that is one of the biggest things that my son is he's 18, and like over the summer and like at the end of last year, he was writing stuff, and we were having conversations about the use of AI, and I was like, dude, this is a computer. You need to have your human touch on stuff. So always review it, double check it. I'm not a huge fan, and this is my personal thing. I can't stand how like on ChatGPT there, it gave out, 20 emoji cons like crazy on a social media post. I don't like that. I don't feel like it feels authentic. It feels spammy to me, but that's just me. So I tell it, like, it automatically always puts them, and then I say do less. You want to make sure that you personalize your messaging, and it does sound like it comes from you, because what happens at the end of the day, friends? People do business with what they know, like, and trust. So always keep in mind. And you are the only one who can add those real stories and that information, that those tales of your tales that you have of your experience. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Dan and Lens. All right, so kind of some things to keep the marketing mindset for 2026. So stay curious. Yes, curiosity is a great thing, and it keeps us young at heart, no matter what age we are. Stay adaptable. Here's the thing, friends. Like I mentioned, we've been in business for 18 years, and there is so much ebbs and flows in marketing and changes, and you do need to be flexible. And I know as a business owner, you guys wear so many hats, and it's really hard sometimes to keep up with all the trends. Do the best you can, give yourself grace, but always stay a little bit flexible, because you need to be in this marketplace. That's how you're going to create success and be success in the campaigns that you deliver. I recommend doing quarterly checkpoints. Look at your content tools every quarter. AI is changing at a rapid pace. I mentioned that I used to use Write Sonic. I used it probably for a good almost 2 years, and I was a diehard. Like, I love this tool, and it made some updates, and there were some hiccups, and I kind of bumped with the hiccups. And then I found that it wasn't working for me anymore, and I was always relying back on ChatGPT. I also use Magi. I really like Claude. That's in Magi. I use it through Magi. I don't have a separate Claude account, but do a quarterly checkup. Just like anything, and we're coming on the end of the year. This is a great time to do a checkup on all the tools that you're using and what's being effective for you and what's not. And maybe you bought the shiny penny because it was a deal somewhere, and then you never used it, right? Quarter two, look at the automations. Look at how you can automate some of your practices that you're using in your business, analytics, and optimization. So kind of the framework from chaos to clarity, as my recommendation would be, is simplify your tools. Make them, make it easier for you. My watch is talking to me here because I'm talking with my hands here, friends. I get all excited. Simplify your tools. You don't have to have 20 different tools. This is a great time of year to really take an audit and look at your tools, kind of like our streaming. I don't know about you, but we have about 20 streaming apps into our house, which adds up. It's the same thing with tools. Nothing makes me crazier in my business world when all of a sudden I get an annual fee for something and I'm like, dang, I didn't even use this tool. I used it like I was very excited for 60 days, and then all of a sudden, but simplify. Less is more, and really get to know the tools. Definitely come up with a strategy for whatever your goal is. What is your marketing goal for the year? What can help you? Also, what tool can assist in making you be more productive, being more creative, and in the end, helping you get better results for what you're looking to do in your marketing. Systemize workflows. Whatever you can do, project management tools are definitely a great place to start. There is AI capabilities in those as well. And then stay human, be who you are. We love who you are. AI does not replace you, and it will never replace you. My humble opinion, of course. I'm sure there's people that would love to debate that conversation, but you are who you are, and you make a difference, and people come to you to do business because of your expertise and what you offer, and stay true to that. So AI will never replace that. All right, so I have a checklist that I'm going to drop a link. You're welcome to. We'll collect your email address, but it's a checklist on how to audit your workflows. Definitely picking only 3 AI tools to look at, and also it has some business prompts on there for you. Kind of there's 25 business prompts to help you to work within AI for the marketing side of things. And then you're going to measure results. So clarity starts with 1 step, friends. Choose 1 marketing process to enhance with AI this month. So if you're not using AI regularly, if you're using it, but you're not using it to its full capacity, I challenge you to choose 1 marketing process to enhance with AI this month, that within your business. So maybe it is taking your blog and repurposing it into 10 pieces of social media content. Gosh, can you imagine? And then you put that in your scheduling tool. You've just saved a lot of time. That's like, writing a blog itself takes a lot of time, and then having to repurpose it takes even more time. So if you are interested in the replay is going to be online, but if you're interested in the checklist, please feel free to scan the QR code here, and I'm going to drop in. I'm also going to drop in the link here for you. All right. All right. And this is how, again, you can connect with me. Let me go back to that screen. But so you can drop in. So the checklist will is kind of the steps to clarity in your business. And then it has 25 business prompts. We'd love for to share that with you. Does anybody have any questions? It's great to see everybody. Thanks for stopping by today. I'm a little rusty with my StreamYard, but I think it went okay. So my goal is to bring every Thursday 30 minutes of tips on different topics within the digital marketing realm. So next week, I should know this ahead of time, and I don't, so I'm going to apologize for that in advance. Give me 1 second, and I will tell you what next Thursday is. Next Thursday. Gosh, it's October 30th. So next week is, we are talking about, the name of the webinar is Winning in a Privacy First World, Marketing Without Third-Party Cookies. So we're going to talk about kind of those cookies that are collected for data information and how you can market without them when people don't accept your cookies. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So I'll have some tips there. All right, my friends. Well, I appreciate your time today. Hopefully you have just a little bit more clarity to your chaos on AI. And if there's anything that I can do for you, you can always reach out to me at awoodcock@touchingclients.com. Stop by my website. And you're also welcome to drop me a text as well. I will look forward to seeing you next Thursday. If you're catching the replay, feel free to click on the link and you will get a checklist and some small business prompts. Thanks so much, my friends. It was great to see everybody. And I appreciate your patience with some of my kind of back and forth with tech. So have a fantastic day, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday. Take care, friends.